What's up guys, welcome to another bike vlog. Currently sitting at a red light as you do in England. Blimey, it's taking forever. I've been here for like 3 minutes. Honestly, my bike is just going to blow up in a sec. I've still got a problem with the bike where it doesn't want to go into neutral very easily. Sometimes it gets stuck in gear, so I have to roll it forward, roll it back, sometimes roll it forward again to get it into neutral, and it's been a problem I've had for quite a long time now, and they've fixed it before, but then it just goes back, so I'm gonna have to take it in again, I think. But anyway, apologies for not uploading a bike vlog for a little while. It's funny really, because the weather has been absolutely beautiful in England recently, but I just haven't really been out on the bike, so I haven't been able to do a bike vlog. But today I've got an interesting topic that I've wanted to talk about for quite a while now, and that is next season's Premier League and how I think it's going to be probably the best in history. And that's after last season with obviously the miracle that was Leicester City winning the Premier League. It's not going to happen again, that's for sure. It's just not. There's always this debate that last season wasn't actually that entertaining. Part of me disagrees. I think that the fact that a team that was so close to being relegated then went on to win the Premier League the next season, that's entertainment right there. But I do agree to some extent, because a lot of the bigger clubs weren't doing so well. I mean, look at Chelsea. I mean, one of their worst seasons in history. So I kind of get it when people say it wasn't a very entertaining season, even though it was really interesting and absolutely crazy, the fact that someone like Leicester could win the Premier League. But I think next season will honestly top it, and I'm going to talk about why. First of all, why am I on the bike? I am on my way to my grandparents. If you're watching this video and you haven't seen your grandparents in a while, go and see them. It's something that I don't think enough of the young generation make an effort to do. Your grandparents helped you out when you were a kid, well, I'm assuming anyway, and they absolutely love it if you go and see them. It's like a real treat for them, especially if you're making the effort. I mean, they're a good distance away from me, so you know, I'm taking time out of my day to go and see them, and they love that. So I really do recommend, if you're sitting there right now and you feel kind of guilty, you haven't seen your grandparents in a while, or any other family members, just go and see them. You never know, one day they might be gone, or you might be gone. So wow, that got deep, didn't it? But yeah, basically I'm going to see my grandparents. I'm going to help out my granddad with his PC. He's got some stuff he needs doing, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. But anyway, back on topic, next season. Why do I think it's going to be the best season in history? Well, I think there's a few main reasons that I think that, and that's mainly because of the managers, the influx of world-class managers that are joining up in the Premier League. It's pretty astonishing how insane the Premier League is going to be in terms of having all the best managers in the world. I mean, quite literally, I'd say at least half the top 10 managers in the world are all in the Premier League next season. It's unbelievable. Like, imagine if Sir Alex was still around as well, and we had him as well. I don't know where Mourinho would be, but let's just say Mourinho was in the Premier League as well as Sir Alex Ferguson. It would be probably more than just half the top 10 in the world. Unbelievable. The other reason, I think, is because every team is recruiting very well. I think there's a lot of competition now. I already mentioned how Chelsea didn't do well last season. They've brought in Conte. I think he'll be a fantastic manager. They've brought in Kante in midfield. Obviously, you guys know my thoughts on him. I think he was probably the main reason Leicester won the Premier League, with Mahrez and Vardy, of course. Are you going to move for me, love? Yeah. Thank you very much. Oh man, it's been too long since I've been on the bike. This is lovely. Woohoo! Bit bump. Oh god, that bump is horrendous every time, man. Before you have a go at me for speeding, this is actually a 70 and I'm doing 73, so yeah, I'm not speeding. It looks like it maybe, but It is actually a 70-mile-an-hour road, this, which is crazy. It should be a 60, really. So not only Chelsea do I think have recruited very well, I think Man United obviously have made some big changes. Ibra coming in with Mourinho, that's two huge signings. Mourinho was the best signing they made, though, without doubt. But Mkhitaryan coming in, Bailey in defence looks solid. And if they do get Pogba, I mean, you're looking at probably the strongest squad in the Premier League, along with Arsenal. No, I'm kidding. Arsenal's squad is nowhere near the top 4 at the moment. Oh, Jesus. I would undertake, but that is not very good. I still think Arsenal need to make two more big signings, defender and a striker. Got no idea who we could go for at the moment. Morata looks like he's too expensive. Aubameyang said he's never going to leave Dortmund unless it's for Madrid. Higuain's joining Juventus by the looks of it. He was too expensive anyway. Well, no, he wasn't too expensive. We can afford him, but we don't want to spend that kind of money, and I kind of get that. If he was 23, 24, then yeah, totally worth it. Apparently we made a bid for Martial, which I would absolutely, totally laugh at if I was a Man United fan. It's a load of bollocks. Never going to happen. I mean, he's worth a lot of money, man. A lot. And he's only 1 year in his contract as well, so... I think Tottenham will be strong again next season. I think Pochettino really is, you know, flourishing there, isn't he? He's doing really well. I don't think they've got the strongest squad, but what they do have is a very solid foundation and a first 11 that picks itself, you know? That's one thing I think a lot of the big teams have issues with, that they don't really know their best team. They've got so many good players in and around each position, whereas Tottenham, they just seem to have a real solid, young, yes, they're kind of inexperienced, but very talented set of players. And then you've got Man City with Pep Guardiola, arguably the best manager along with Mourinho in the world. What's he going to do at City? They could do really well. I think that he suits them. Their play style will be brilliant around Pep Guardiola's philosophy. Players like David Silva are going to do so well under Pep Guardiola. It really is going to be fascinating. Now, I've probably missed a few players, few teams, whatever, but I think this year the top 6 is the hardest it's been in years to try and predict. I don't think you can. I don't think it's possible to predict the top 6 this season. Not right now, at least. I think at the end of the window we'll have a better idea. You dick, you're not allowed to do that. Got to be careful down here. There is a 30-mile-an-hour camera, which I've come very close to getting a ticket from multiple times. I have to, like, you know, put the brakes on last second, just slow down to 32, 31. If you didn't know, you do have a slight buffer. If you're doing 32 through a 30, you probably won't get a ticket. It's not worth risking it, but just so you know, guys, when you learn to drive, or if you are driving, especially if you're a biker, because you don't have sat-navs and all that stuff, you can actually do a little bit over the limit, and you will be okay. I think it's, actually, is it 10%? I think it might be 10%, so if you're going through a 30, you can do 33. But I wouldn't risk it personally. They might just flash you anyway, the bastards. The other thing, by the way, Leicester City, as I'm recording this right now, I think this will go up tomorrow, Mahrez could be on his way out. They've already lost Kante. What's going to happen to Leicester? Are they going to be anywhere near the top 3 next season? It's very easy to doubt them, but when you lose key players like Kante, and if they do lose Mahrez, which I've already mentioned in my summer signings video, they have to keep hold of him. Without him, I don't think they'll make top 5, top 6. But if Leicester get off to a really good start, let's say they win their first 5 games, can you imagine everyone's reaction? They'll be like, holy shit, it wasn't just Vardy, it wasn't just Mahrez and Kante. They're just a good team. But if they lose their first few games, I mean, everyone will go, yeah, one season wonders, that's it, it's all over. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens. But I think I'm going to end the video here because I always end up talking way too much. Playing Pokemon, are we? So thank you very much for watching, guys. And I will see you in the next one very soon. And boy, I cannot wait for the Premier League season. Just 17 days as you're watching this. 17 days! Less than 3 weeks to go.